I was quite shocked by some of the things that were said by the first speaker, Mr. Buznina, actually. So my reaction, well, that was some time in between, because it would have been very emotional at first. Maybe he was just trying to shock us with a few things that he said, calling attention towards the Arab world. His analysis is maybe a bit of an inconvenient truth as well. That doesn't sit too comfortably with me, but there's a few things that were said maybe I've misunderstood, that I would like to distance myself from. For example, he spoke of diversité as a source of fear, which I would tend to disagree with. I think diversity can be a source of enriching cultures rather than fear. I think the discourse is very what's coming out of America. I think also Europe should distance himself from 11th of September as the start of the new millennium. I'm hesitant to link culture with terms like terrorism and violence and all of that. So I hope when you mentioned these things, I'm very happy that at some stage you said, like, let's move towards a positive dialogue, which I think is well, it's definitely what I would like to retain out of that intervention. Also, the thing that was said that we have to be careful with the Arab world. Well, I'm not so sure if we should be too careful. I mean, or éviter action-réaction. I think all intercultural relations are going to be action-reaction. I mean, if there's certain things in another culture that I don't like or that strike against my hairs, I'm going to speak up, and I think I have a right to do so. I think if we both with open minds, we can agree to disagree at some stage or whatever, but I think the dialogue should be there, and I don't think it should always be too careful either. So we shouldn't be afraid of action. This is also something that I'm glad Mr. Hassan called for a reaction from the speaker about action. Which actions does he propose? Rather than talking about observatoire of culture, rather let's talk about cultural action and where can we meet. Maybe one last thing that's maybe also an open door. When you were talking about droits de l'homme, human rights, I just always go by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is a document that was signed in, I think, 57 by, I think, 190 countries, so most of the countries in this world. So I think when we talk of human rights, it's not a cultural thing, it goes far beyond that by now. And if at some stage or in some culture or in some region human rights are violated, I'm going to speak up. And I think it's just right that Europe plays a role in that. I'm also very happy that Mr. Buznina, and let me finish with that, talked about the USA as being Martian, where Europe should play a role more Venetian, more follow Love Venus, rather than a warring discourse, particularly when it comes to culture.